she's hot. Wouldn't it be great if bloop, 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 you know what I mean?
Bed. Love.
Bed. Love.
Beyond.
Bed, love, beyond.
Bed, love, beyond.
Hey, what's going on? This is Bed Love Beyond. I am Martini.
Still Jen.
And this is the podcast for the hopeful and the hater in us to discuss sex, love, and whatever's clever with like-minded people like you who are also in limbo with love.
Like us.
Thank you for listening to us on Podbean, iTunes, Pocket Casts, Stitcher, and
Google Play Music.
And please rate, review, like, and subscribe to us on any of the devices that you listen to. And episode 59 is Right You, Wrong Time, Close Encounters of the Love Kind.
Ooh.
Yeah, so...
I know we've taken a slight week hiatus.
Well, yeah.
But I feel like we're back and better than ever.
Yeah, so for people who are wondering, oh, what happened to, last week's episode? Well, the last episode that we had, we told you that we had to switch our format to a bi-weekly show just because Jen and I's personal lives just are catching up with us. So we're busy now, but we don't necessarily want to stop the show, but we do want to give it pause. So we're just doing the shows bi-weekly now until
things pick up. Life rearranges itself.
Yeah, so for the foreseeable future, so we're just gonna do it bi-weekly. So hopefully you guys don't miss us too much. So with that well, not hiatus, but with that break or whatever, I'm gonna try and be more diligent and be on social media a lot more to give you more articles, since we won't be doing it every week. And of course you can talk to us on Twitter, on the Facebook page. You can write to us too at bedlovebeyond@gmail.com. You can call us too, and we'll give you the number at the end of the show. But yeah, definitely hit us up. And don't be a stranger. So but the cool thing is with having the break or hiatus, whatever you want to talk about, there's a whole bunch that we can share with each other, with the daily dish. Because before I was hey, what's going on? I was yeah,
same shit, different week.
Yeah, I spoke to you yesterday, so I told you everything that I have. But now we have 2 weeks worth of stuff to talk about. So just to say to you, happy anniversary.
Oh, I don't think we're counting it as our anniversary.
Oh, you're not? But it's been a year since you guys whatever.
Since we
dated.
Since I slid into his DMs.
Sure.
on not social media, on OkCupid.
Right.
February 13th, 2016. I was like, hey. And he was like, hey. And then he wished me happy Valentine's Day. And then we didn't meet until February 24th. And our first February 25th, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And then our first official date was March 24th.
Oh, all right. We'll revisit this in a month.
Yeah. So he said to me the other day, because he was going through his bills. He was like, we went to that restaurant on March 24th. I'm like, good job. I already told you that 3 months ago. I was like, I already went through my Google Maps and stalked myself and figured that out. And then he was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, he's like, so that should be our anniversary, right? And I was like, sure.
That's a good date, March 24th.
Yeah, because we couldn't remember the first day we kissed, which was I don't know, May or something.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's a lot further than that.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't accept that as the first.
Yeah, I'm
date,
we did a lot of hanging out. So
yeah, all right, so cool.
So, yeah,
right. So happy Valentine's Day then.
It was okay. Yeah, I mean,
so
I saw you were diligently posting, your haterade on social media, on your personal social media.
It wasn't necessarily.
Everyone was like, "Yo, Martini's killing it." I was like, "Yo, this motherfucker, yo, I can't."
No, it was not haterade.
Yes.
It wasn't haterade.
What was it then?
No, because
yeah, right. So
it wasn't haterade.
I called Martini on Valentine's Day. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Nothing, just doing some podcast stuff." I'm like, okay. I'm just making sure you're surviving there, buddy.
What would I be doing? I'm single.
I don't know. I know you're on the dating break too. So.
Yeah, because it's it came really all of a sudden. It was really an impromptu thing, because the first thing that I did, the first thing and the only thing that I really wanted to do is recognize, because of my steel trap mind, that certain people in my life were like celebrating like their first like anniversaries or whatever.
Yeah, I saw that. I was gonna get on you, but I was like, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing this today.
What the? Whoa.
I was just like, I can't with this shit right now.
Jesus. All right.
Leave me alone to myself for 2 weeks. I go a little crazy.
No, I'm just saying. I was just like, oh, that's. I don't know if it's not serendipitous, but I was just like, oh, that's interesting.
No, it's not, Martini. Only you find it interesting.
Yeah, that's why I called it.
Anyways, so yeah.
I was like, wow, and then I was like, yo, let me just do a thing, and it was I called it like Countdown to Cupid, whatever, and it wasn't necessarily to like shout out hate or whatever, because I have my own thoughts about the holiday, but I really do like the holiday, but I just wanted to showcase things, because people always say that I go overboard and whatever, or that like I don't know what I'm talking about, or you just need to be easy and find whatever, and I'm just like, no, you don't understand what I'm going through. Not to say that I am a unique person and I'm the only person who has gone through these things, but I'm just like, all right, you just know me as like the freaking, oh my god, happy-go-lucky Martini, nothing can phase him, and blah blah blah, and I'm like, no, this is.
Oh, we know shit phases you.
I was like, this is the stuff that I deal with on occasion that makes me think like, wow, like why, like to showcase that it's not necessarily only me that thinks that. Well, whatever I think about love and women and all that stuff. So that's why sometimes when I wrote what I would write on my statuses, some guys would agree, because they were just like, oh shoot, like, yo, I understand what you're talking about. You know, even on the last one, even on the one like specifically on Valentine's Day, that Diesel one, people were just like, yo, I don't believe it, yo, that's crazy, son. And then like one, and then you even mentioned that Noble wrote to me and be like, yo man, yo, let me help you out, son, and he gave like his digits to me to like
dating coach materials,
to like call him up and stuff and be like, yo, like let me help you out, but I mean I declined.
Our guest Noble is a bit out there, I will give him that, but some of the advice he has makes sense when it's properly being delivered.
No, yeah, absolutely, yeah, I'm not saying that he's like what like his things like ring false, like absolutely, so like most of the things ring true of his strategy, but I don't necessarily need to hop on that wagon, like I'm good on that, but I mean, thank you, Noble, if you're listening for that, but that was essentially it. So it's not necessarily like haterade, like and the thing is, I was not decreeing the like the I'm not decreeing. I wasn't like saying, oh,
defecating on the holiday.
Yeah, like, you know, if this holiday, whatever. Because every time I saw, you know, my friends in love and all that stuff, and declaring their love, boom, you know, I would hit a like or I would hit a love of like, yo, I love the declaration. You know, like, and some people like were saying,
don't know, all the couples
life.
Pictures were just kind of getting to me.
Why? You're in a couple.
Yeah, I'm in a couple that's not public in social media, really.
Oh, right. Well,
so I did like kind of mention that to my boyfriend, because he's like, oh, I was like, I didn't get you anything.
Nah, I mean, that's fine
and
too.
And he was just like, why? And I was like, I'm not really feeling it. Like, I don't feel like I know he loves me, but I just don't, like, I don't know. We have like this thing going on, so it's kind of like, I was just kind of like, it's Valentine's Day.
What? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
What prevented you from just putting a picture of both of you guys on your
one,
profile?
I don't like to follow the crowd, and two, I don't know. I really don't know, because
I get yeah, I totally understand not following the crowd. I am the same way too, but at the same time, well, I mean, you already answered the question, because you said you just weren't feeling it. So like,
it's
of
just
course,
kind of like he's like a very private person, and even though like I don't really have his friends on my Facebook, like I just kind of feel like if you're not accepting of that in your world, like I don't want to force it down your throat, you know. And
yeah.
I'm trying to be like respectful and understanding of it at the same time, but I just don't really get it.
No, I understand. Yeah, it's taking the good and the bad of the situation.
Right.
Yeah, I totally understand. Because like, again, if you're not feeling it, then then you shouldn't force yourself to be like, hey, this is my man, blah blah. And I'm not saying for you to follow the crowd.
I mean,
you
there's
wouldn't.
pictures of us on Facebook together, so it's not like a fucking secret.
No, right. But my thing was, I'm just saying, like, if you did feel it, you wouldn't necessarily be following the crowd. You're just like, yo, this is my man, and like, yo, I'm declaring my love for him and whatever. But I understand why you didn't do it. I just wanted to know
funk
why.
Master flexing it lately.
What does that mean?
It's like in a funk.
Oh, okay. I think like dropping
bombs.
Yeah, flex bombs or whatever.
No.
What? Exactly.
No, I've just been like,
Yeah. No, I hear you.
But
yeah,
Valentine's Day was what it was.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, you guys did something. I mean, not like whatever. Something.
We did. Like,
I'm not saying
he got
you
me,
need to go
he got
to
me like
dinner
really
or
cute
whatever.
stuff, and then like we ate dinner together and watched TV.
Yeah.
And spend time together, and that's really all I like doing is spending quality time with him.
Exactly, because that's your love language.
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
So that's good. Yeah, you don't need to wild out. Some people wild out,
But
some people didn't.
I did like, since it was our anniversary, not really our anniversary.
Right.
It
was the anniversary of you guys talking for the first time.
Right. So the day before, like, he had slept over, I gave him a USB mixtape. So it's like a mixtape. It looks like a mixtape.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
But it's USB,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
had like all our pictures on it.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I feel like that's something I would do.
It was going to be something that I was going to do. That's why.
So yeah, I did that, and he was like, what is it? And I was like, oh, you'll see when you get home. And then he was like all excited, and he was like, oh my God. And he like sent me his 2 favorite pictures. We kind of like talked about like his favorite picture is like the one when we went to the botanical garden together.
Okay, good, thank you. Because in my head, he sent me 2 favorite pictures. I was like, were you in them?
No,
Okay.
yeah.
Like, this is my dog, is my car.
No, the ones of us.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, I was so nervous that day. And he was like, so was I. I was like, I didn't even think we were on a date. I was like, is this a date? I don't know. But it was cool. Like, I like sharing that moment with him, and he's like, it meant a lot because it came from like my heart and not like Hallmark. So
yeah, no, exactly. No, it was a good job.
It was good. But nothing else is really new except for the fact that like I have some grievances I'd like to air out.
Cool. One thing.
Oh, go for it.
Really quick. We did not win the contest that we entered for the amateur contest, but thank you for everybody who voted. It was really cool. I mean, I was kind of nerve-wracked because I completely forgot about it until I saw like Lady Gaga, who freaking killed it at the Super Bowl. She was awesome. But then I was like, oh wait, I forgot, like I'm in a contest. So like I looked and I'm just
Let me get my Dakota ring.
Yeah, so it's just like, oh man, I go online and I look on my phone, and then I see that somebody won the People's Choice Award. I was like, all right, that's fine, whatever. Like, let me see if we won the big thing, and we didn't. We didn't even come in 3rd or 4th, whatever. I don't even know what thing we placed, but I was kind of bummed that we lost because I really thought that we were going to
place.
Win. Yeah, at least place.
Well,
but,
I mean, hopefully, like a lot of people were exposed to us by it. So
yeah, I mean, shout out to Monkeys Fighting Robots because they pimped us. They pumped this out like literally every day.
Yeah, for like over a month.
Yeah,
so big ups
literally
for them.
every day. So thanks a lot for that.
But yeah.
Yeah. So yes. What grievances do you have to?
Okay, so apparently people don't listen to our podcast. Because we've covered these topics.
I can tell you that because we never get any emails or anything like that. But go ahead.
Well, we have downloads.
Yeah, we do have downloads. But go ahead.
So, but like apparently, like people aren't like taking this like stuff home with them, because like people are like just doing like really dumb things. So, remember Tom Hardy?
The person that you almost that you didn't see, but you almost did. Not the actor.
Yeah, I wish. I would have definitely seen him.
Yes.
It was like someone I talked to like for like a second,
mm-hmm.
and then like found out like we were like kind of like neighbors, and then like I was like, oh, you're whack by.
Yeah.
I never even like entertained like anything.
And the reason why we called him, the reason why I called him Tom Hardy is because he used to rock Ed Hardy a lot, and he has a beard. So
yeah, I don't remember any of that, but
I remember.
So he like works at like a gym nearby, and like he was like, oh, hit me up for like rates or whatever. So I text like on Facebook, I was like, oh, what are the rates? Because the gym is a lot closer than my gym.
Okay.
And then he was like, "Oh, what's up?" Like he always comments and likes my pictures and stuff, and I'm just like, whatever.
On
like,
what?
On like Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like he like commented on my picture the other day, "Hey Jen," and I was just like, not answering that. But then like I had a question and I wanted it answered. So then like he like he messages me and he's like, "Oh, so what's up? Do you still live in Garfield?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then like it turned into this whole thing and he's like, "So are you single?" And I'm like, "Motherfucker, you see the pictures. Like, no."
Right.
I'm like, clearly I'm not posting enough. And this is my point. This is my point that I make to my man. Like, you don't have to sit there and put like in a relationship with so and so. But when people see pictures, they should know something's up. Clearly, some people don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But and he's just like, "Are you single?" I'm like, "Nope." But I saw you have a girl that you tag her every weekend that you're spending time with her.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Yeah." "Oh, is it?" And he's like, "How long has it been going on?" I'm like, a year. Like, and he's just like, "Oh, so it's serious then?" I'm like, "Yep." Smiley face. And he's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Dude, is that why you hit me up?" And he was like, "Well, yes and no." He's like, "You are sexy, so I was just saying." I'm like, "Yo, you have a girl, and I clearly have a man." Yeah. I was like, "Yo, thanks for the compliment, but I'm happy." Like, but I just like, yo, first of all, one, knowing that you tag this bitch and shit every weekend, I would never touch you with a 10-foot pole because now you think it's okay to come hit me up.
Right.
When you have a girl. Yeah. Who the fuck are you? And I clearly have not only told you, but if you're paying attention, I have a man. Step the fuck off.
Right.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
Then my other grievance is we talked about girl code.
Yes. I didn't do my research to
tell you what episode.
Tell you what episode, but go ahead.
But we did talk about it.
Yes, absolutely.
Many times.
Yeah.
Many times.
At least twice.
So one of my Fairweather friends decides that they just want to like randomly hit up my man. And I was just like, and like she told me, she's like, "Oh, I was talking to your man." And I was like, could you not?
But wait, you're going way too fast. Okay, so this friend of you, okay, Fairweather Friends, okay, so that means pretty much kind of associate, whatever, but I don't think that.
Fairweather Friends meaning like sometimes they're a good friend and sometimes they're just out for their own agenda.
So a friend of me.
I don't know what that means. Go ahead.
Friend and enemy.
Yeah, I guess.
Together. All right, fine. So yeah, Fairweather Friend hits up your man, and you just said, "Can you not?" So one, you have to let the audience know why is a friend hitting up your man an issue?
Well, it's an issue because me and this friend have history. The history is that she confessed to me at one point in time that she hooked up with Brooklyn. And if anyone's been keeping tabs, although Brooklyn was disastrous, he was important.
Extremely important. In your book of Jen.
Yeah, in the book of Jen. So like, that's not cool.
Mind you, this happened after you guys weren't together, but still. But I'm just clarifying. I'm not decreasing.
It's still not okay.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
But I kind of like let it go at the time, and I was like, you know, you're doing your own thing now. He's not in your life, and you know, if they want to be thoughts together, by all means, let it happen. You're an adult.
Right, but I mean, if someone means something to you,
they mean something to you.
You know, yeah. I've always said myself. I mean, I don't know if I ever said this on the podcast, but I remember when after me and my ex fiance broke up, maybe like a year after, I wouldn't say a Fairweather friend, but definitely an associate. Hit her up to go out, you know, and do karaoke with not one-on-one, but like he was gonna be with a bunch of friends and like he invited her or whatever, you know. And I was like, I know that move, you know what I'm saying? You know, like what the hell? And I got pissed off. I mean, granted, yeah, we weren't together for a year, you know, but like that was supposed to be my wife. You know what I'm saying? And I know what this is. I know what this entryway is. What you're doing.
I know where you're headed with this.
Yeah, and to say how cool she is, she's the one who told me that was happening, and she's like, I don't want to go because, you know, that's your friend, and I don't want to get into all that. So I really give her props for that. You know what I'm saying? Even though we weren't together, she could have done that. She could have done whatever she wanted. But like, I would have been fucking pissed. You know, I mean, I am still kind of pissed because I was like, yo, what the fuck? What are you doing? But I totally understand where you're coming from with that. But
so yeah, so like I kind of let that situation go, but I was like, whatever, and like. I understand, like, the type of person I am is I kind of, like, bring everyone together in the same room. And I'm like, guys, hey, we're all friends. You know, like, everyone knows each other. But, like, we all know what, like, friends and associates and, like, friends are. And there's a big difference. And if you can't distinguish that, like, whatever. Like, I'm sure, like, if, you know, once you have a girlfriend and you bring her around, I'll be friendly with her and associates with her.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to hit her up like, hey, girl, want to go get our nails done? Because, like, we ain't cool like that.
Right.
And then if, like, you guys broke up, bye, bitch. You ain't my friend.
Right.
Like, no. But, like, I don't know. So, like, I calmly just goes, like, can you please not do that? And then it turned into, like, a big war. So, we ain't friends. So, but the point is that it's girl code. And if you don't have it now by 2017... karma will just follow you and bite you in the balls.
Right. So, and you're not necessarily saying that something would have happened if the friend continued talking with your man behind your back. It's just that the fact that, like, you've seen this before.
I've seen it before. There was really no need for it. It was a conversation that didn't need to be had. I don't like the boundaries that are often crossed. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, you know, like, I just don't feel like there's any confidentiality on either side. Mm-hmm. So, like, I kind of just didn't want it. Like, I wouldn't hit up one of his boys.
Right.
Like, hey, what's going on? And remember you told me about this thing? Like, do you think? No. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even hit up one of his siblings. Yeah. You know, like, we're just not cool like that yet. Yeah. I mean, if me and one of his siblings become cool, then that's a different situation. Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? But, like, and I wouldn't, like, keep it from him. I just didn't like any of it. Mm-hmm. So I asked it not to happen, and I was, like, met with resistance. Right. But I'm just kind of like, yo, 2017. Girl code. Let it. Love it.
And to be fair, she didn't do it behind your back, right? She's the one who told you, like, yo, I talked to your boyfriend, right? It's not like you found it. Your man didn't tell you, right? She did.
Yeah, she told me. He, like, told me that, like, when I asked him about it, he was like, oh my God, when I got the phone call, like, he was, like, someplace dealing with something important. And, like, after I know where he was and, like, what happened, he was very stressed out about. So, like, I can understand why it wasn't, like, the first foremost thing to tell me. Yeah. And at the same time, like, from his perspective, he didn't know the story. So he's just like, oh, one of her friends are hitting me up. Like, they must feel comfortable with me. Like, not a big deal. Right, yeah. You know? Yeah. Like, his friend had hit me up before, like, about stuff. But usually it's about him or if she sees something that we talked about. Yeah. But she's a female. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. It's just all different. And nobody will ever understand. And if, I don't know, there's got to be a book on it. Maybe we should write it.
I mean.
A rule book.
No, but, I mean, that's just the way it is. It's not necessarily a double. I mean, it could very well be a double standard, but at the same time, like, that's what it is. It's totally different if two women can, like, talk to each other, or two dudes, you know. But, like, once you switch it, it's like, whoa, you know. Even though nothing will happen, it's just like you got that suspiciousness, you know. It could be an insecurity or it could be something very validated, you know. So I hear you. Yeah, it's kind of just crazy. It's just, you know. I mean, it sucks that you lost a friend, but I mean, you have to do what you have to do. You know, you really do. At this stage in the game, you kind of have to just be like, you know, we're too old for this bullshit. Mm-hmm. I'm rounding up to 40. I ain't gonna fight with you over dumb shit like this. Right. Like, I'm pretty sure if my mom told some woman, don't hit up my husband,
that bitch better oblige. Like, or else.
No, I hear
So,
you. No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No love lost.
Yeah. Jesus. It's crazy.
Read the book, bitches. Read it. Highlight shit.
Highlight shit. It's funny.
But today we're talking about...
Yeah, today we're talking about right you, wrong time. So what that means is, you finding essentially the right person, quote unquote, the right person for you, but it's just the wrong time in your life. And that can mean anything. It can mean that you're not ready for that relationship, or I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and he gave me a completely different aspect, and he was talking about like, what do you mean by that title? You mean like if you're with somebody and then somebody comes in and you're like, oh snap, the person that I'm with is not the right person, this one is. And I'm like, oh shit. I was like, I didn't even put it that way. I just put in that first perspective.
That's what happened in The Wedding Planner.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. That's what we were watching the other day.
I was just like, oh snap, like I didn't even think about it that way, but yeah, that could be one too. But I guess I was just thinking more about myself, just like, yeah, let's say if I'm on my hiatus, whatever. Let's say if someone did walk into my life, or I realized that, oh, this person can be really good, but it's just the wrong time. What does one do? Do you like say, yo, I can't?
I think April gave you really good advice on that though last time, which she kind of said like make that person your friend and build that friendship first.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, that's right.
You know?
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. Like sometimes like somebody would be like, especially if a girl's like interested, she'll be like, we should just like start to like, date. You'll be like,
and just like, like I'm not.
You're like,
ready.
I'm on that Steve Harvey thing. I ain't giving up the cookie.
No, because you could be like, yo, I'm not ready yet, or like. But how about if this person potentially is the right person? Do you not do anything, or like? It could be in the back of your head. You could be like, man, I don't think I'll find another person like this. So what do I do?
That's kind of what happened when I met my ex.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was in a really bad relationship. Everyone kind of knew it. And I met him through friends. And, like, I liked him as a friend at first. So I was like, oh, something about him, like, intrigues me.
Yeah.
And I guess he kind of felt the same way. So he kind of was just like, I like you. And I was like, yo, this is not the right time in my life. Mm-hmm. But it got to the point where like I was so vigilant of the fact that like he seemed like the right thing right at that time, that I made it the right time. Like I pretty much relinquished all ties I had to my ex or the guy who I was like having the bad relationship with.
Right.
Guy who threw water on me.
Water boy.
Right, nice name. And I just said I'm gonna immerse myself in this, and it was a very abrupt decision, and it ended badly because a lot of loose ends weren't really tied up, and they ended up like carrying over into our relationship.
Okay.
Not necessarily like I cheated or he cheated or it's just like when you don't like have a clean slate, it's a lot harder to do that.
Yeah.
But like that's basically the decision I made. I was like, I want to be in this. I want to like try this. It seems like this would be a great opportunity. He seems like the right person. Yeah. So I want it to be about it. And to be honest with you, sometimes like I'm very happy in my relationship, but like when I analyze like my past relationships a lot to kind of like make sure I don't make the same mistakes, etc. Yeah. And like there's a part of me that believes that like we might have been really right for each other, but it was just definitely the wrong time in his life and the wrong time in my life. Right. Like I'm a few years older than him. I am many years more mature than him because I'm a woman for the most part. I don't know if y'all subscribe to that. And like he had never lived on his own. He had never done like certain things that I had already done. So I'm like, go to the top. And he's just like, yo, we chill right here. And I'm like, no, we're not. Like, no. Right. Like the things that I was asking of him, it seemed like demanding and obscene, and now that like he's in my position where I was, I think he gets it more. But with those ships like they missed each other. Mm-hmm. So like it's unfortunate, but whatever. And there's times like in my relationship now I'm like I feel like he's the right person, and I think it's the right time.
Yeah.
You know, but like I feel like he gets like nervous about like future conversations.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I'm not doing this again. Like,
right.
If it's not the right time.
Yeah.
Like, we both have to make a decision of like, do we make it the right time?
Yeah.
Because time is not infinite.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
No, absolutely right. Because I remember I forget how many episodes back I talked about this, but like, you bring up a very good point. We're saying like the ship's sailing, because you realize, and just like you said, like, time is of the essence, and with those ships sailing, like that's it. You don't get to, like, those ships don't come back around again. So I remember I would beat myself up and say like, oh, if I did this or if I did that, with my ex, we'd be good, because essentially, I mean, of course I was down with her. I mean, I proposed and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this, I would hit myself, because I would hit and hate myself, because I was just like, man, if I just did this, or if we were just this way, everything would be good. But then, when I would learn things about my ex-fiance, about like what she's doing now, obviously, I mean, if people don't know now, like she's, becoming a pastor, or if she is one, whatever. And, she really, her husband is on that same wavelength too. So it's just like, man, it made me realize that, like, wow, like, no matter what I would have done, like, we still would not have been compatible. And to me, I mean, internally, that still really crushes me, because I'm just like, man, I really did think that, like, we were together, we should have been together and all that stuff. But, like, it's just timing. Like, we would have never worked, and like, that's a realization that I have to, like, swallow. But it's just very interesting that, the ship sailing, like, that's it. And it's not so much that, like, oh, maybe if, like, I did more things and then we came back around again, it would work. It's just like, no, these people come into your life, and they're in this, I guess, what is it? People come in your life for like a season or for a reason or whatever. So like, yeah, that person comes in for a season, and that's when you have to not necessarily strike, but make the most out of that season. And if that person passes that season, then that's it. I don't think you can necessarily have another go. Now, of course, there's exceptions to the rule. Like, there have been people who, I actually, personally, I know a couple who, they knew each other since they were literally 14 years old. They went out until they were like maybe like 21. They broke up for like a year, and then they came back together, and then now they're freaking married and they have 2 kids. So there are exceptions to the rule, but there are other times where most of the time that's it. Like that, like, it's done. Because it's not like, okay, now that you know the stuff about your most recent ex, it's not like you can go back now and be like, okay, I know what my faults were, I know what your faults were, let's do it again. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It's done. So I don't know.
Yeah, it wouldn't really necessarily work like that. I mean, I used to think, like, when we first broke up, and like once I analyzed everything, I was like, oh, we could have fixed this. But then there's days where I'm just like, I don't know that we could have, like, I don't know. But like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think I've talked about like the dude with the dreads that I like kind of dated once, but like we never hooked up or anything. He was the mailman that I told you that I ran into him.
Yes.
Like, I kind of used to think that, like, not that he was like the one.
Yeah.
But like back in the day, like when you're in your heyday and you're dating, like, I just felt like, damn, if we would have had, like, if it was just a different time, like, and I don't know what was stopping us, but like just a different time, like maybe a couple years later when I built up my swagger, I don't know, something.
Right.
Like, the things would have been really on and popping.
Yeah.
Maybe he wouldn't marry that girl. Who knows? Because, like, he didn't want to tell me he was married. It was weird. I was like, oh, I saw on Facebook it says you're married. Oh, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, Congratulations. I was
Man.
like, Jesus. And like, he's got a great smile, but like the last time I saw him, which was that time with the mail,
Yeah.
like same big ass smile, and I was just like, man, our ships passed in the night at the wrong time, man. And I'm not a home wrecker, so
Right.
how's the family?
How are they doing?
Damn it. Ugh.
I definitely feel you. Like, it's, I don't know, man.
But I do believe that if things are meant to be, they're meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they'll figure a way out.
Mm, yeah.
Just like they say, if somebody wants something bad enough, they'll make it happen.
True.
You know?
It's true. But yeah, but to quote, if I'm gonna be corny, to quote Hootie and the Blowfish, with their song "Time," why do you punish me? It's crazy. It's.
I wanted to do the Hootie impression, but I won't.
What-
I'll save you all from
What's
it.
that?
I don't know. Like in my head, it sounds really good, but like I also don't think I know it by heart. So.
No, but like it's it's really interesting how people can just just come in and out, and you're like, oh, this is it, like this is it, but sometimes you just might not be ready for it,
Right.
and I don't know, you really can't do much about it, because you can be like, wait, no, like don't go, don't leave, like just trust me, you know?
Right.
I don't know. And half the reason why I am also taking like that date hiatus thing, because I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, the truth is the truth. It's like sometimes I feel that I am not ready, for a relationship, but only financially though.
I'm gonna just tell you that I'm gonna just tell you this, like, cause my boyfriend hits me all the time with the maybe I wasn't ready for a relationship line. Be ready in whatever way you could be ready, because it's earth shattering when you put everything into a relationship and you hear that.
Absolutely.
And I know he doesn't say it necessarily because he means it. I know he says it out of frustration, because like he wants to give me more, and he's like so practical, like he wants to do everything by the books, and like he just doesn't feel like he's in the place to do it right now. And I'm more like, Pisces, fly by the seat of my pants, like, we can make this happen, don't worry,
Right.
we're a team. And he's just like, no, like, I need to take care of you. And I'm like, you don't. I've been taking care of myself forever. I'm good. If you leave, I'll still be good.
Right.
But like, be ready in whatever way you can.
Right.
And I know if that means like you have to wait, then just wait. Because if you find the one, and she's like, let's go do this, and you're like, I don't really know if I can do that right now. Unless you're like very upfront with her from the door, and she's willing to do whatever. Like, it's just like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I thought you wanted these things.
No. I think that really the only thing that's really holding me back is this financial status. That's it. Because I believe I'm ready in all the other aspects. In overabundance, to tell you the truth.
Right.
But I do remember, being in my last relationship and looking for places, because I was so in love and I did everything, for her, but we were looking at places and I had no job. You know what I mean? But I was so like, just like you, like, yo, we'll figure it out. We'll do this.
Right.
All that I know is that I love you and I want you in my life forever. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I was at. But at the same time, you need to facilitate that, not dream or fantasy, but that reality, that new reality that you're trying to put in. So I think that's why I always get, even though I want to be in love and I do want a girlfriend, I know that I need to curb myself, because I still might not be ready to be like, oh, like, hey, she'll be like, hey, let's go on vacation, or like, let's do this, let's do like a like a weekend thing or like a bed and breakfast, I'm like, yeah, you know, like, I can't do that right now. You know, I don't want to go through that again because it hurts.
Right.
It really hurts because you get in the seat and you're like, yeah, man, like, yes, like I'm in love again. This is great. This is cool, or whatever. And then like it doesn't pan out, and you're just like, fuck, like it hurts so much. And I don't want to keep doing that to myself. So I do give pause and be like, nah, you know what? I can't do that to myself. But at the same time, I'm like a little dog, and I'm just like, oh wait, there's love. Oh my god, let me go get it. like it's a car, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it sucks. I mean, I'm happy for everybody who has found new relationships, like especially this Valentine's Day. This past Valentine's Day, I saw, you know, new relationships, people saying I love you within like 2 months of like being together. I'm like, yo, damn, that's awesome, man. You know, I'm not hating on anybody. I freaking love seeing that. But at the same time, I'm like, fuck, I want that too. But fuck, I know I'm not ready for it. And it sucks so much because, you know, even if I do find the right person, it is most definitely the wrong time. And I don't know what to do, because I remember seeing this meme too that says there's no such thing as ready. You know, like if you're gonna do something, just do it, because you'll never be ready. Whatever your ready is, it's never coming. Like just do it. You know, just like I remember when
and it's the truth, and I don't think a lot of people get that.
Yeah. You just need to do it, and I do hold that statement high in my mind, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the person that I might want to date holds that too. Right. You know, because like, nah, there's no time for ready. Like, we could do this right now, and then we'll just, you know, like you said, you know, fly at the seat of our pants. But she could be like, no, yes, need to get a real job and whatever, and you need to support me or whatever bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck yeah, you right. You know?
You're right.
You know, so I really don't know. I'm in a no, not a funk. I'm in a between a rock and a hard place, you know, because again, like I said, you know, I want love, I want a girlfriend, but I know I'm not ready for it because I don't want to do that to her, because I've done that before and it fucking sucks, you know, that I can't provide or put my own weight, even though I do bring things to the table. I bring a lot of things to the table. Trust me, people tell me all the time that I bring a lot to the table, but again, it's the financial thing is holding me back. But yeah, it just really sucks. So I don't know personally what to do with myself, because I'm like, I want love, but I can't do anything with it. So
in due time.
Yeah. So there's this article from viralthread.com, and it says 10 struggles people who've met the right person at the wrong time will understand. And number 1 is, you know, you may never find someone who equals them again. Yeah, if you walk away now in the name of bad timing, will the quote unquote right time every feature somebody as breathtakingly flawless as this person? And that's true. That's what we were talking about. And number 2, you cannot bear the thought of them with someone else. That's also true too. Even though they're not yours, you're like, damn it. Like, yo, I'm going to be so pissed if she finds somebody. Number 3, you don't want to hurt them. You know, and then that's my thing. You know, if you stay with this person despite knowing you're not ready, will it end in heartache? Will your belief that you entered the relationship in a premature fashion become glaringly obvious later down the line? Number 4, and you definitely don't want to grow to resent them. This is true. Perhaps being with them means you have to sacrifice your career opportunity or the fantastic college you wanted to attend 200 miles away. If you give up on these dreams / ambitions for them, you definitely don't want to find yourself a few years down the line suffocating in the bitterness that is clear you feel towards them. That's true too. Number 5, you wish you can put them in a box for 10 years. Right. Damn. Yeah. It's like, and the article says, right, I'm off to do me for the next 10 years. You just stay there in that box. Don't change or move an inch. I'll be right back. That's funny. Number 6, you almost wish you could unfeel all these emotions. As much as you're taken aback by them being in your life and the totally intense feelings you have towards them, it would be so much easier for everyone involved if you've never got to this point in the first place, and it's kind of sad you feel that way. Number 7, you find yourself looking for or creating issues. Finding a fault in somebody makes it a hell of a lot easier to walk away, so now you're on the lookout for attributes to add to the cons list. Number 8, they deserve the best version of yourself. And you can't just give them that person right now. It's not fair to let them settle for this lesser version of you. And I guess that's why, I guess it just, it's a summation of what I just said with my rant before. I do want to give that person the best version of myself. I don't necessarily want to change for that person. Like, you need to be this, you need to be that. It's like, no, I know what I want to be and I know what I want to do. But I want to give that best version of myself for you. I want to be pretty much like undeniable,
Well, that's good goals. I mean,
well, that's good.
I just wouldn't kill yourself over it.
Oh, right. But again, like the issue is it's not a two-way street, but it's not necessarily my answer that will help me forward. She has to be on board too, whoever that she is.
Right.
So that's the issue. But yeah, I do want to give that person the best version of myself. But I do like it when, I guess, people start from the bottom and then go up too. I like that as well. Number 9, it's obvious you're at different stages in life. They're thinking about buying houses, having children, settling down 101. You're still keen on getting so pissed on a Friday night you wake up half naked in a different country.
Whoa.
And number 10, the right and selfless thing to do is let them go. You respect them and ultimately, as hard as it may be for you, you care about them enough to let them walk away, knowing that somebody can give them all the things you can't right now.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
I don't know. I guess it depends on how big the drastic thing is.
Right.
Like, if you totally don't want what they want, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want what they want, you just don't know how to facilitate it. Maybe just figure out a way to facilitate it.
I feel you. Oh, shit.
So crack. I don't know. Just kidding.
No, but yeah, I don't know.
The thing is that you're never going to be ready for everything that comes into life. Like, people say, we don't have enough money to have a baby. Nobody has enough money to have a baby.
No, they don't. I remember reading this article where from a baby to 18 years old costs $280,000.
Right.
Nobody has that just chilling.
No.
We got $280,000. All right, we can have a baby now.
It's never going to happen.
Nope.
Stuff like that isn't planned. It just happens and you make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Your friends give you baby clothes. You have a baby shower. You get tons of fucking diapers. Whatever it is, that's what community and family is about. And sometimes you have to be a little humble and rely on them for it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. You can't let these things hold you back in life. But if you meet somebody and you're like, I will ruin this person by being with them because it's not the right time for me, then you walk away. But if you're like, this is the right person for me, maybe sometimes you just got to push yourself a little harder to get to that if you really feel that strongly about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you're with somebody and somebody comes along, then you have a lot of decisions to make.
Right.
In my opinion, if somebody comes along while you're with somebody and blows you off your feet like that, you're not that happy. Because when you're in a relationship and you're really happy, there's nothing that anyone could do to change that.
Yeah. I remember seeing this meme and I'm pretty sure it was fake because it was said that Johnny Depp said it. He could have said it or not, but the meme was and I'm paraphrasing, but it was just if you're with somebody and you like another person, go with that second person, because you would have never done that you would have never left the first person, or that that second person would have never entertained you,
right?
If you like that first person enough, what I mean. So I mean, I definitely feel that. Obviously there could
I've
be
seen
like an
things that, like,
attraction,
if
but
like,
like you don't like
right,
go to it. You know what I mean? So,
right.
So.
There's nothing there. There's this thing called self-control. Like sometimes you can get mad at your partner and be like, I'm gonna talk to other people, but no, don't do it.
Yeah.
Not like, you know, like, or if you want to see if the grass is greener, it's not. It's just because you're mad. Yeah. It's because you're angry. It's because you're frustrated with your situation. And instead of you sitting down and working on it and fixing it, you're just like, I'm going to go where it's easy because work is hard. That's a cop out.
No, it's true. And I remember reading someplace where the number one reason, or not even maybe the number one reason, but a high percentage of the reason why people cheat, it was around 40%, is because of opportunity. Not necessarily because of like whatever, you know, like, oh, like the person had sex with somebody else, but like, let's say you and I were going out, and then like you freaking pissed me the fuck off, and I'm like, yo, that's it, like yo, I'm like I'm out of here, like I'm leaving, not breaking up, but I'm like leaving, and you're like, fine, fuck you then. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever.
That's probably what I'd say.
And then like no, but like boom, I could be like, yo, and then I could be like, yo, where am I at right now? Oh, I'm in Jersey. Yeah, I know some people in Jersey, and I freaking, you know,
hit up some people
up in Jersey, or hit a chick like, yo, I haven't heard from you in a while. I was like, oh, I'm just chilling. I'm chilling at my house all by myself. You can come over if you want. I bet. You know,
right.
Boom, opportunity. You know, it's not even that like it's not even that I'm cheating on you because you know we weren't having sex or you weren't doing what I wanted you to do. Whatever. It's just like I'm just mad at you.
Right.
And that's effed up. You know?
It's like, this has become hard. I liked it better when it was easy.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one thing that people, I know this is slightly off topic, but I think that people forget in relationships that they do become hard at some point. They're never going to be easy all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and
a lot of people do forget that.
Just because somebody comes into your place of atmosphere does not necessarily mean that they are the one at the wrong time. It just might mean that you don't have your priorities together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're angry and you're looking for a cop out.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I think at the end of the day, if you find somebody, like in any situation that you're like, this could be the one, decide what you have to do to get there to make it happen. But if it's absolutely impossible, like I said, if you're going to ruin that person's life by being with them, if you're like in med school right now or something that's taking up a lot of time and effort and you don't have that time and effort to put into a relationship and you're not going to have it for a while, you just might have to just take the L and just hope that that opportunity presents itself at a later time.
And that's rough.
Like, it is, yeah. It really is, but like, I mean,
that really is, because like you see it in your midst. You
but
know?
Like if it's like something important like med school, you can't just fucking stop med school for some booty.
Oh, well, I mean, no.
No, that's expensive.
No, I know, no, it is. It's totally expensive, and that's like 8 years of your life. You know, just like, my God, no. But I understand what you're saying, but like I'm just saying, it's hard because you see something that you see that has potential and it's in your midst, but you're just like, oh, I can't do it right now. I can't. Just damn it. I hope you just stay for a little bit. And you're right. I know that. April said that, like, you know, you could befriend that person, but the thing is, befriending that person does not mean that they're claimed. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I could befriend you all I want, but then how about you freaking step off with like some other dude and I'm just like, God damn it. You know, like, she's with somebody now. Like, fuck. Like, I missed my opportunity. Even though I tried to prolong it by having her as my friend, that doesn't mean that she's mine. She can still date somebody, and then your ship has sailed. That sucks.
Gotta weigh your options. Gotta put in work.
No. Yeah.
Your 6 months has gotta be almost up, right?
Nah, June.
Ugh.
You say like I have prospects like out the door. You know, like got this Rolodex. Oh, there's Sharon, there's Becky, there's Bonnie. Yeah, I can't wait. You know, all these.
Like June 1st.
Sure. I didn't calculate it that much. But
you're
yeah,
halfway
sure,
there,
June
Gene. You're
1st.
halfway there.
There's no prospects, so I'm good. It could
I'm
be,
just saying, like, the cleansing process is halfway over.
It could be till December. Like there's nobody.
Yeah, but there's no prospects because you're not looking though either. You're not putting yourself out there.
That's true too. Oh, something that I realized too, that okay, everybody knows that I always like overthink whatever. But like every day I do think about, having a girlfriend, whatever. Maybe that is counterproductive from what the cleansing that I'm doing and whatever. But the thing is, I find that it's been a lot better since I haven't been on OkCupid, whatever, because it puts me in this state of falsified hope. Because like right now I have no prospects, no nothing. So like I can do other things, whatever. My mind can go other ways. But if I'm on OkCupid, I have hundreds and hundreds of quote unquote potentials. Right. And then my mind takes me there like, ooh, man, I really like this chick. Whether I might write to her or not.
What's the one where the girl has to make the first move? Has that happened?
That's Bumble.
You should hop on that when you're done.
Maybe. Like it gives me like falsified hope, and I look at this person, I'm just like, ooh, like, yo, man, she's hot. Wouldn't it be great if bloop, 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 and I go into this dream sequence and stuff like that, and I haven't even done anything with the chick, and then let's say something doesn't happen. Let's say if I do write her and she doesn't write back for whatever reason, and for whatever rightful reason, she doesn't have to write back to me. I get either pissed or saddened, Well,
that's what you should be working on.
But I do that to myself.
This is what you should be working on during this time of like cleanse. Is that how are you going to deal with the rejection if and when it comes? Mm-hmm. Like you have to find a way to deflect it now so that when you're ready to get out there and start dating, you are prepared for whatever's going to come your way. Right. Whether it be doors in your face or like booty in your face. So like, I'm ready for that.
And also too, I remember one of my friends on my Facebook page gave me advice, and which is funny, because he was like, "Oh man, you don't need to listen to all those ladies that gave you an opinion about yourself. The only opinion that matters is your own." Mm-hmm. And here's a website that will change your perception and perspective of you. And the website that he gave was markmanson.net, which is funny because I've used his articles in many of our topics. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, thanks a lot and whatever. So I saw one article that said, change your view on dating, and basically he was talking about how that you can you need to stop thinking in the ways of how, and this is very interesting. So let me ask you. So he was saying no, because I wanted a girl's perspective on this. So he was saying you need to stop catering to what the woman wants for you, and you should start thinking about what the woman can give to you. If that makes sense, or if I said it correctly. Like, all right, let's say
what she brings to you as a person.
What she brings to your table,
right,
as opposed to what I bring to hers. And he was like, yes, it sounds selfish, but at the same time, like, you're in the relationship, and like you need to, like, you trying to fill in her quotas is almost like a sign of insecurity, because you're gonna want to do everything for her just so she can go out with you, but it should be the other way around. And I thought that was very interesting, because I was looking.
I feel like it should be equal. I don't feel like,
Can it be equal though? Because you can't both be selfish, because then you guys aren't moving.
But like, I know what I bring to the table to my relationship.
Yeah.
And I hope that he knows what I bring to the table in my relationship, and I know what he brings to the table in our relationship.
Yeah.
But like, there are some very similar, but also some very different things. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm a Pisces, so I'm a dreamer. So like, he has like these minute ideas, and I am the engine that pushes that train. Mm-hmm. Like, we're like, yo, we should own our own business. We should do this. We should do that. And maybe I am like the kick in the ass for him, for it to be like, okay, maybe we should really like go research this and like actually look into it.
Yeah.
Like, but before he was just like, I'd like to do this. and then it leaves. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like it just goes away.
yeah.
You know, and like for me, like he's kind of the one who's like, you know, like he's like my nurturer, kind of like. I always have to be strong, even though like I freak out about things sometimes. But he kind of just like, okay, babe, everything's gonna be okay, and like I kind of like need that sometimes. And he's my kick in the ass sometimes, where I'm just like, I can't do this and I can't do that, and he's like, you're fine, go,
right?
You know, but you just gotta like see what it is.
Because I was when I read that and I was thinking about that, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. You know, the person should follow, like, not rules, but they should follow what's on my list as opposed to me following what's on their list. Because I was noticing in the past relationships that I was in, you know, with like yoga chick and stuff, I was like, you know, I almost freaking like became a vegan and shit, you know. And with religious girl, you know, I was wondering if I should, you know, give up on my faith or anything like that. And I was just like, I started noticing what this guy was saying, and I was like, oh snap, like I'm following their thing and they're not necessarily following mine. Not that I have necessarily a rule book for women to follow. You be who you want to be. Just let me be who I want to be.
And that should have never been an issue. Like you should have never thought like, maybe I have to change for these people. Like they would have to say, okay, I'm a vegan, but I like you and what you're bringing to the table. So you want to eat meat? Go ahead and eat meat.
I think the reason why I did that is because I think, I mean, sure, it could be a sign of insecurity, because I mean, I've said on this podcast many times that I am insecure, but also at the same time, I think it's because usually men do have to sacrifice their wants and needs for the betterment of the relationship. So I thought that was that was it. You know, just like, oh, okay, if I want to be with this chick, you know, she's a vegan. All right, you know, yeah, I guess I can do that, because me in my head, I'm like, if we do go all the way, then yeah, I know I'm gonna have to give up something. So maybe this is it, or I know I'm gonna have to sacrifice, because relationship is about sacrifice. So I'm like, all right, maybe this is it. But then I don't know, like, on one hand, I do understand what that article was talking about, but in the other, I feel doesn't it speak the opposite of what love is? Because isn't, not necessarily by definition, but isn't love is that you want to do for the other person as much as you can? So like, I don't know which thing to follow, because love is like do everything that you can for the other person, while this article is saying, hey, look, no, this person has to meet your criteria as opposed to meeting theirs. So it's like a weird,
I mean, I think it's like
fight.
a little bit of both. I mean, I think you both should bring something to the table, and then, you know, from there, just weigh it out. Like, just kind of be like, oh, okay. You know, you guys should complement each other and complete each other, I guess, to some degree.
Yeah.
But, I mean, everyone's going to have their own set of requirements, but, like, just because she's pretty and she's a girl doesn't mean that she's bringing something to the table. Like, there's things that all people lack, you know, and all people need help with. And that person should be that for you. Yeah. I mean, not always and not necessarily, but, like, you know, to a degree. You know, like, what is that person, like, good dick is not enough. Like,
well, for some it is,
but it's not. Like, and neither is a paycheck, though. You know, just because he's like a high paying person, a high paid person, like, doesn't mean like, okay, well, my bills are gonna be paid, I'm good. Like, does he make you laugh? Does he make you happy? Or, you know, is she there for you when you're sick? Or is she supportive when something happens in your family? Like, those things, whatever it is that matters to you, those are the things that she should bring to the table. Just because she's like pretty and she, like, you know, makes you smile is not enough to make somebody your wife. And those are things that guys should think about. I mean, you know, I know, like, in my last relationship, there's a lot of things that, like, I wasn't doing. And, like, there are more things in this relationship that, like, I'm more mindful of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my man has needs, not just sexual.
No. Yeah.
But,
yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could help him. Even though it's his house, I can help him sometimes and help him pick up. Like, he's tired when he comes home from work. Or if I can come over and cook dinner for him or something. Or, you know, on the weekends when he's here, like, do little things like that for him so that he can just relax. Like, you just got to decide what it is that's important to you.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, when you first meet somebody, you don't know what those things are. Because you're kind of just like, oh, shit, that person's hot.
Right. Yeah. You're just acting very you're just acting on the surface level, and you're like, yo, yeah, this person's hot, or yeah, oh yeah, she got a fat ass, whatever. Yeah, we'll see what's up. We'll see what's popping. But yeah, you definitely need to weigh things out. But I was just very interested about that article. I mean, I like it. It actually made me it inspired me to write a blog, but I haven't
posted it yet.
Yeah, I haven't posted it. I just wrote out a really, really rough draft because, like, all the things just, like, came into my head. I was like, so I just, like, wrote it out, like, really quick. Yeah, it came up to, like, 2 pages, but I know it'll be 5 by the end. I'm done with it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I just thought it was very interesting, and I just wanted, like, a woman's perspective on it. So yeah.
Well, this has been an interesting podcast. I don't have a meme, unfortunately.
Whatever, it's fine. One thing before we do leave, because this has been all the rage this week. So probably by the time you hear this episode, you will know about Hurt Bay.
Oh my god. I saw it on something else today.
So what this was, the day before, our guest Janika, who's been on here twice, she sent me this video, and she says that this hit home for her. And I was like, okay, well, what is this? And it looked like something from The End because of the way the people were positioned. They were sitting right in front of each other, and it's from this, I guess, this new web series. I guess it's called The Scene, and the particular episode, I guess it's the first episode ever, and this episode was called Broken, and and I was like, so I'm watching it, and I'm like, wow, this is so Diesel. So it's a man and a woman, and the woman, it's exes, and the woman goes like, it's like you cheated on me, whatever, and he's like, yeah, I cheated on you, and she's like, well, what did you do? He's like, I did everything. I had sex with multiple girls, like I did everything, and then she starts crying, and then I'm like, oh shit. So
that's when I was like, I'm done with this.
So I sent this to Jennifer, and she was like, yo, I can't do this. This is too depressing. I was like, yo, this is great, but not because like I'm enjoying it, but I'm just like I just love seeing things like this because it's so hard for people to talk about. And but that doesn't mean that it happens. I know that everybody would love to confront their ex and get that closure or whatever. Sometimes it's not worth it, but everybody has that thing like, yo, why didn't this work? I want to know. I want to sit down with you and like let's talk. So they're talking about it, and this guy, and you know me, I hate jerks, and this guy was a certified stone cold killer. He was a jerk, and he was just super nonchalant about the shit that he did. And this girl is just like crying and stuff, and so just some points from it, because he was saying like, oh, yo, this guy is such a jerk. So like there was a story that she was saying, and she said that like one time she went over, because they met each other in college, and so they started dating in college, and her first instinct was like, yo, I don't like this dude, but for some reason I guess he weaseled his way in, and did well, I don't know, his magical charm or dick or whatever, I don't know, but they started going out, and then there was this part where she was like, there was one time, and it was so weird because she was smiling while she was saying it, like it was like a happy story for some reason, but like she's looking into his eyes all smiling, and she's like, there's this one time where I went over to your dorm room and you were there with somebody, and then you told me to leave. So I left and I went into my own dorm and I started crying for the whole night. I was like, what? I was like,
Oh my God.
are you kidding me? And then that's when she started crying. And the dude was just monotone. Like he had
No affect?
no remorse, no nothing. And all this shit. And like, he was like, yo, why did you take me back? And blah, blah, blah. And she was like, because you were my best friend. And then she started crying. And I'm like, because like I was so angry at her, man. Because I was like, yeah, I get it. When you're in love, you're blinded. But at the same time, like I was like, yo, you're freaking stupid. You're an idiot. Because like this guy was showing you all the signs, but you just kept going at it. And then, oh my God. And then the thing that I hated the most was like at the end, he was like, I'm sorry for what I did, but hey, maybe we can still be friends.
Shut the fuck
And then, well, at the end, it was like, oh, whatever the name was. It was like Amy and like Tariq, like live in different states now, but they talk every day regularly. I was like, why? Why are you speaking to this guy? Why? Leave him alone. And but it was so sad because like you can see that like she still loves that dude, because the way that she was talking, the way she was looking at him, and like dude was just like mad monotone. Like he was like, yeah, I cheated. Yeah, you were cool. Yeah, I cheated on you with other people. Like just like that, and it was like, oh my God. So it just made me hate it just made me hate life because I know that like I know every girl has that guy on their roster in their dating career.
Right.
And I'm just like, I hate it. Like I hate it. Anyway, that's
we have to do better this year, ladies.
This year and for the future, please.
Yo, it is alarming how many engagement rings and wedding dresses are on like the marketplace on Facebook and like Let Go. Like that hurts my heart every time I see people selling like engagement rings and wedding dresses. Never got to wear.
Oh wow.
Like what? Yo, man.
Never worn. Brand new.
Like,
$600. Damn, that's crazy.
I'm just like,
well, why don't they sell the? Well, no, never mind. Because I was gonna say, why don't they sell the ring back to the place? But like, nah. As soon as it's like engagement, I should know. Engagement rings, they lose their value as soon as they get off the
brand new wedding
place.
gown, ivory champagne, new, unaltered, never used.
Damn. Yeah, but
what happened, yo?
Engagement
There's a
rings,
boo in your picture.
engagement rings are just like cars. They lose their value as soon as they get off the lot. So
She must have bought extra dresses or something, because she's in a wedding picture. In her picture, I can't. More love this year, people. Less hate. No cheating. Karma's a motherfucker. And follow the fucking girl code or you'll die. You won't die, but I mean,
no, but
bad shit does happen.
yeah, no, definitely more love. Try to find more love. Just make things work, man. Because like, yeah, it's not even so much that the person has to get rid of their wedding dress, whatever. It's just that I don't like the fact that it had to get that far. Like, whatever. Like, I get down on myself, every other day because I couldn't do what I could do with my ex-fiance, but at least, it was still very early. It's not like we bought a venue and she got the dress and then or something, or like or like I left or she left at the altar,
Right.
like those, that never happened. So and she always has said that, like, yo, thank goodness, it never went that far. And it's true. But other people, man, they go almost all the way, or like sometimes they go past the way. Like they get married and then like a month later they're like, nah, I can't do this. Like, why didn't you see this before? Or why didn't you say anything? But some people, they feel that they have to go through with it because they've gone this far and they don't want to depress everybody who is going to be in attendance. And that sucks.
I just keep taking regular reality checks with my relationship. Like, are we good? Is this what you want? Because if it's not what you want, I can go.
Right.
I know where the door is.
Don't say it like that. Ugh.
Well, no. I mean, like, basically it comes down to that. It's like I want to make sure that, like, one, you want the same things I want still.
Of course.
And I'm the person you want them with.
Right.
I probably check a little too much,
Yeah.
but I do check regularly.
It doesn't need to be like a meeting, like a weekly meeting. So
Not weekly. Weekly's not good.
No, weekly is not good.
I'll work on that.
You don't have like your dossier of the week. It's like, okay, the week of the 27th. All right.
What are the orders of the business this week?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you still love me? And do you still want to marry me? Yes. Are you sure? Me? You want to deal with me the rest of your life? He's like, God, babe, shut up.
Yeah, monthly, please. Monthly.
I don't know. I'll give him a break for a week.
Do it. No. Do it on the 16th of every month. The 16th.
I already did it like twice this month.
All right. So
good.
you don't say anything until April. Okay. Then after that, every 16th. But yeah.
I'll try really hard.
But yeah, more love, all that good stuff. More love, and hopefully you don't find the right person at the wrong time. It should be the right person at the right time.
And if it is the wrong time, try to make it the right time. And if it's not the right time, be honest about it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, it's been a great stretch there, Teeny.
Yeah. It's been really good. It's really been good. So hit us up, bedlovebeyond@gmail.com. Give us any of your stories talking about, did you meet the right person at the wrong time? Like, what's really good. Hit us up at our website so you can see more articles just like the ones that I've read, www.bedlovebeyond.com. Hit us up or text us at 201-862-8BED. That is 201-862-8233. You can talk to our fans on our Facebook page, facebook.com/bedlovebeyond. And you can follow us at bedlovebeyond on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube. All right? So we will see you guys next time.
Peace.